Here we go. Several storms obviously have been going. We had a PDS tornado warning up here just west of McAllister, Oklahoma. That tornado is now gone, but we are now the dry line is about right here, and we're expecting storms to fire off along here. So Oklahoma City, you're not totally out of it yet. We still have the first wave kind of moved off to the east. And the second wave has started with this one supercell here. And it just kind of went up a few minutes ago. Here's the dry line. Right here. Everything behind it, nothing. Will always kind of die off. So, and let's see here. Let me go and turn on my TV so I can make sure, so I can check if anybody is like commenting or anything. And I do have a storm chaser today. I'm gonna go and pull up my live stream here. There we go. Alright. There we go. It's good. Let's go here in pitiful weather here and take a quick peek at the H-4 model, see what they're saying. Let's get a reflectivity here. And again, here's that kind of first wave out here in eastern Oklahoma and southeast Kansas. And there's a couple tornadoes, possible tornado producing supercells up in northeast Nebraska, which we'll go and watch as well. But again, the main concern is down here in Oklahoma with that level 4 moderate risk, pretty much from the I-35 corridor out to the east. But again, Oklahoma City's not totally out of it just yet. But as these cells do kind of go up, we do have the cell actually going pretty much right through the city that could go tornadic as well. And that kind of scoots on out of here eventually. Let's go and see what the NAM is saying. The NAM 3 kilometer. So obviously got all this out to the east. But it does kind of bring up a bit of a second wave. But yeah, let's go and stick with the H4 model. And again, here is the that moderate risk here from the Red River through central eastern Oklahoma all the way up into southwest Missouri. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up YouTube here real fast. I can hear my dog howling. Let's go and head off the radar scope. We still have this one cell here near Duncan. This is going to be like the start of the second wave. And this is kind of going almost north-northeast, trying to go like north-northeast. It could go up towards Norman, Noble, Slaughterville, Purcell, Wayne, Rosedale, Etowah, Tribby, Bricksville, Tecumseh, Shawnee, maybe as far north as McLeod, Newella, maybe even more Oklahoma. And the dry line looks like it's trying to stay stationary, but it also looks like it's retreating a little bit. But let's go ahead and head out here into these storms out here to the east. And right here near Horntown, a bit of a circulation, there's like small bits of circulation here. This is the first wave, bit of older wave from earlier. I don't think. YouTube's gonna work with me very well. Still got a level 4 moderate risk. We could have a worse tornado outbreak today than we had yesterday. Could. And I'm gonna go and pull up Radar Omega on my phone. Let's see. We have a new tornado warning in southern Oklahoma. Just crossed the Red River on this cell down here. Let's go ahead and go out to this cell. It's Ardmore, Lone Grove, or just southwest of Ardmore, west of Marietta. Need to get to your safe spot immediately. This is a circular area spin. Looks like it's about right here-ish. Maybe for instance, here's the hook. There's maybe another area spin up there, but this is not confirmed as of now. But there is a storm chaser on the scene here in Ringley, Oklahoma. Kind of way up here, actually. But this is still heading off to the northeast, and there is another cell behind it, and it looks like more developing cells off the dry line. And we are keeping an eye on anything that can develop further up on the dry line as well. Yeah, and here's just kind of where that dry line is sitting, pretty much right on I-40 and I-35, or I-44, sorry. Bruh. And so we're keeping a close eye on this here. Keeping an eye on that dry line and anything that can try to kind of go off of it. Let's go ahead and go over to enhanced echo tops here. And yeah, there's that new cell taking off now, and there's that new tornado warning. And well, these storms are going up pretty high too. What is it? 55,000 feet, 57, 58, about 60,000 feet there. So very, very tall. These are going up several thousand feet, several thousand feet, tens of thousands of feet up. And we may have a new tornado warning on this other one down here on this back side, on the southwest side. Let's go ahead and go to velocity. Here, there's that area spin. This may need to be tornado warned. Here, and just well, that's not actually. It's a little. That was a little goofy. Nothing much here. Oops. Alright, let's go up to the northeast a little bit here. I'm going to put my headphones in, actually, for Radar Omega. Just so I can listen to the storm chasers. Get a better idea what they're saying. And what they're looking at. This needs to be turned on. Okay, there we go. I got my headphones connected into my radar app now on my right. So now I can listen to storm chasers as they are kind of meandering around. Okay, yeah. And right now there's some storm chasers on this cell down here. And there is a hook on this one near Henrietta, Texas. But once these kind of touch down here across the, once they cross the Red River, it does appear that they can very well become more tornadic as time goes by. But let's go ahead and kind of travel over here to further to oops east here on these storms. Um, these storms are definitely a bit more messy, and they're kind of colliding with each other. So I do think that this big cluster of cells may end up just becoming more of a massive kind of group of storms, just a kind of a bigger cluster. But further to the south, these cells down here, any cell that could stay alone will be able to produce very large hail, damaging winds, and sorry, I was looking at something. Yeah, strong to violent tornadoes, and look, there just continues to be more development back here. So that's gonna be those need to be watched closely down there. It looks like a cell right here over Duncan, Oklahoma, is trying to produce a little mesocyclone. I mean, it has like a small little hook with it there near Duncan. But this is trying to travel kind of northeast. So this cell, right now it's traveling a bit more northeast, but if it can try to wobble a little more to the north. So let's go ahead and keep it close. I don't have these storms here. Looks like there's a couplet here. Maybe. I mean, it's there. There's that rotation. I mean, there could be if we do see a tornado on the ground, it'll be traveling east northeast. And these storms are moving like 50 to 60 miles per hour, so they're not slow movers at all. They are gonna be very, very fast, very, very quick tornadoes. And I don't mean quick by they'll touch down and lift. No, they will touch down and likely stay on the ground for several minutes in today's environment and travel east northeast very, very quickly. And it does look like this cell is producing some cyclic rotation back here as well. There is a hook on it. It is trying to produce some inflow. It looks like this cell to the southeast is trying to produce some inflow as well. Any of these supercells that are kind of out here, kind of alone. This cell down here, further to the southeast, this one here in Texas, might actually be able to just kill this one because it's just further to the southeast, so it can just take in all that moisture away. But man, this cell right here near Duncan and Marlow, Oklahoma, that fired off the dry line, man, that looks like. I mean, it looked strong a moment ago, but now it looks like it's trying to kind of weaken down a little bit. But the HRRR model brings this cell up north and northeast into Oklahoma City. Well, we can go and look at that here real quick. And yeah, here's that cell right here that we were just talking about. Actually, it brings up maybe even additional cells along with it. See, this is when the HRRR model gets kind of weird. But Oklahoma City is not totally out of it. We could still have a tornadic supercell go right through. Still a very favorable environment, and there is a severe potential up here across northern Missouri and about central Iowa. Kind of there as well. Let's go ahead and head up north here into Nebraska with these cells here real fast. And yeah, we have this kind of big group of storms here. These are primarily more like going to be hailers and wind producers. Maybe not tornado producers as much, but we could still see a couple tornadoes up there. And head back south into Oklahoma here, though. Okay, that's... Oops. No, come back. There we go. And yeah, there is no confirmed tornado warnings at this time. Again, no confirmed tornado warnings, but we still do have these kind of a couple tornadoes here. Tornado warnings here, and none of them are really confirmed at this time, but that can change real quick in this kind of environment. And storm right here over Marlow and Duncan looks like it's kind of slipping up a little. It's kind of in a worked out environment already, because we had these the first group of storms already come through. Currently up here in eastern Oklahoma, these already kind of run through, took some of that energy out of the atmosphere. That's what we want, but we just have so much moisture and so much instability in the atmosphere that can really just sometimes just not be the case at all. And we here's just another kind of big group of storms further to the south here. That can be big tornado producers, big hail producers. I do think we could see a fair amount of strong tornadoes today, with just how much instability and low level moisture there is. We could easily see a couple strong tornadoes. Stop. Alright, anyways. And anyway, these storms kind of in a worked out environment now, and there's just a big cluster off to the northeast. Still tornado warned, but the rotation is definitely not as good as it was earlier. We still have this supercell here. Still supercell. Still probably producing some smaller hailstones, but anyways. Let's go and see what the ASRRR model is saying about the moisture out here. Dew points. So pretty much, boom, right here. So yeah, about 3 o'clock here does bring out the dry line here. So yeah, it's roughly in the spot it's supposed to be. But now the question is, will this storm be able to hold on, and get stronger as it goes northeast? We'll just have to keep a close eye on it. And these storms are not very tornadic anymore to the northeast. Over here, it's not as tornadic anymore. Still looks like it has a little hook here on the backside, but yeah, that tornado warning remains in effect. And tomorrow is going to be the last day, probably, for significant severe weather. Because about Wednesday, as the storm system kind of exits on the eastern coast, there is a marginal, 1 out of 5 marginal risk out there, but still have this one little supercell here between Duncan and Rush Springs. Definitely a little weaker than it was before, but still kind of early in its life cycle. So as it moves north and east, it can certainly get stronger. Yeah, I'll be right back. See here, the storm has just gone severe again here near Duncan, Marlowe, Rush Springs. Looks like it may have been a split, but producing quarter-size hail, maybe some damaging wind gusts in there as well. And might have a little bit of rotation in there. So, cities like Norman, Moore, Noble, Slaughterville, kind of up here, southeast of Oklahoma City. Get ready for this storm. It does appear like it's trying to travel a bit further north. So you're going to have to get prepared for that. Let's see here. Now here, no more tornado warnings out for this big cluster of storms. Out here, like from about Ada down to Paul's Valley, kind of out here is a bit more stable air because this big cluster of storms has gone through and kind of choked up some of that air. But we're still watching this supercell one is trying to keep away from that stable air. But out here in Oklahoma City, it is absolutely intense right now because it is like very unstable, humid, and still very, very unstable. There's been no storms that came through the city. So if this storm continues off to the north, Norman, you're going to have to get ready for this because it's going to eventually produce very large hail and maybe even some tornadoes up here towards the metro. The Oklahoma City Metro. Alright. And this is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar size hail, actually. So it is a bit bigger hail. Quarter-size hail has been confirmed out here. Let's go and look at enhanced echo tops here. See how high this storm is going. I mean, like if it wants to load. There we go. Oh my goodness, is that actually how high that storm is right now? Okay, no, it's not, but nearly 60,000 feet up here. And Tulsa, Broken Arrow, Bixby, you're going to have to get ready for some very large hail up here. Because this can be golf balls, tennis balls up here, and further down the line. Because right now, these storms, they're like kind of a big cluster right now, but they're still in a very unstable environment out here. Still very, very unstable, kind of out ahead of this storm, of these storms. Tulsa, get ready for some heavy rains and some hail. And further down the line, primarily Oklahoma City and to the south and southeast, we do have the supercell going now, kind of chugging along. And alright, let's go in. This is a very significant storms up here to the northeast. Still have, I believe, 2 tornado warnings. Both are in Oklahoma. The more concerning one here is this one down here closer to the Red River. And there is a little tower, a little cell trying to pop up again here, just east of Temple, north of Hastings. Does that pop up on enhanced echo tops? Not yet. Let's go to velocity. It looks like there's a new tower trying to go up right here. This can be just south of Duncan. Oh well, maybe that's not a tower. velocity here. Still got some rotation in there. Definitely not as tight. It doesn't look as tight as it was a little while ago. It really hasn't been all that tight in the first place, like at all. But still, anything that can go up in this environment will become very strong, very severe. We still have the cell coming up here. So it does appear like some of these storms are starting to calm down at least a little bit. So I have this cell right here, trying to go up towards Norman, maybe more. It is struggling a little bit, which is good. But it's still in a very unstable environment. Early in its life cycle, it can very easily become significantly severe as it continues off to the north. Let's go over here to the north on these cells up here near Tulsa. Could be an area spin trying to develop here. It's very, very unlikely, but again, there's so much instability out here. These storms, this cluster storms, can produce very, very large hail. This cell, South Oklahoma City, still traveling north-northeast. And as it continues up to the north-northeast, it could still produce some very large hail and even maybe a couple tornadoes as it continues off to the northeast. Anyways, still trying to lift off to the north. I mean, it looks like it could be trying. Oh, what's that? There's something right here to the south. Again, anything that can go up can produce very large hail. Again, strong, violent tornadoes as it all kind of progresses off to the east, northeast. But again, this one cell right here between Rush Springs, Lindsay, and Alex, Oklahoma, it's trying to hug along the dry line and continue as far north and northeast as possible. And if it can significantly strengthen as it continues off to the corridor between I-44 and I-35, it could almost certainly produce a strong tornado, damaging winds, and very large hail. Yep, there's another one right here. Trying to go up. So yeah, definitely another little cell trying to pop up here. Now it's going to travel up to the northeast. But Oklahoma City and surrounding communities like Moore, Norman, Noble, Slaughterville. This cell's coming up to the northeast towards you. But if you're like west of pretty much this line here, this is the dry line. Anything west of it will not and cannot do absolutely anything because everything behind that dry, stable air. Anything east of it, warm, moist, very unstable air. So that's going to be the main concern here. And there are currently no more tornado warnings across the U.S. right now. But we still have a big cluster of supercells up here in the Tulsa area, down to Henrietta, Muskogee, in the northeast. And we have a secondary cluster forming down here on the Red River. And then more cells trying to develop here. And including this strong supercell here between Rush Springs, Alex, Bradley, and Lindsay, Oklahoma. That storm, it's happened in the past. If it goes up to the northeast, Norman, Noble, Slaughterville, Moore, south, southeast, and east Oklahoma City needs to keep an eye on this thing. Because Oklahoma City's had a long history of weak-looking cells traveling northeast, and they just kind of explode out into violent supercells. Not saying it'll happen this time, but it could certainly happen. And then, for this cluster of supercells arriving towards Tulsa, in this mesoscale discussion, until greater upscale growth occurs, the risk for a couple of strong tornadoes to continue with discrete cells from 5 to about 7 p.m. CDT. That'll eventually go off into southwest Missouri as well. And I'll be keeping an eye on those as they still travel northeast there. This cell continuing off to the north and northeast. And it looks like it's trying to go directly north right now. To me, that looks like it's trying to go directly north. Alright, again, Norman, Noble, Slaughterville, Cole, Blanchard, Newcastle, maybe as far west as Newcastle. I'm a little less enthusiastic about Newcastle, but this thing is really hugging along the dry line, trying to stay north, because again, there's more stable air out here, but very unstable sheared environment out here to the north, near the city, near downtown Oklahoma City. It may not make it to downtown Oklahoma City. It may veer off to the west or east a little bit. But, I mean, it's happened before with these cells. They'll go directly north into, like, Oklahoma City, Moore, Norman. Happened just last April, I believe, too. Where we had all those violent tornadoes that EF4 down in Marietta and Holdenville, Henrietta. Had all those training supercells, but we had this one that went directly north. Pretty much down here. Traveled all the way up and gave Moore, Norman a good scare. Produced a couple tornadoes near Dibble, Cole, and I believe near Norman. What's this cell doing? Luckily, I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing much rotation in there, but it is. So, yep, there we go. It's going almost directly north now. Storm Prediction Center has released a new severe thunderstorm warning. This borders Cleveland County, just west of Norman, south of Moore, south of Mustang. I don't think it's going to go that far north. I think it may try to continue a little more to the east. So right now, Moore, Norman, keep an eye on this thing because it definitely still can rotate. And this is going to be for ping pong ball size hail, 60 mile per hour wind gust. Again, I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation, but it can change very quickly here as this continues north-northeast, because it's in a very, very unstable, very, very warm, moist environment. Alright, here we go. I'm back. I could see it out my front door. It is developing a little bit of a hook on it. More Norman. Oh yeah, this thing's getting stronger too. It's developing a more pronounced hail core. It is developing a bit of a hook now. The rotation's still not like very strong. But there is some. It looks like some rotation there though. So ping pong ball size hail right now may be bigger, and it's still hugging along the dry line as it moves north-northeast, and it's again a very unstable environment. And man, it's a growing supercell though. It does have a more pronounced hail core on it. It might be producing bigger size hail now, maybe bigger than ping pong ball, and it's moving north at 50 miles per hour. This could go right through Oklahoma City. Hopefully it veers off more to the northeast, but if it continues up this track west of, it might miss Norman to the west now, actually barely miss Norman. But looks like Norman, Moore, maybe even as far west as Mustang right now. Alright. Yeah, this is still trying to travel northeast here. North, maybe a little northeast. I mean, it's thinking about it. It's trying to go into more Norman.
I'm gonna YouTube real quick.
Maybe for just a little further to the west.
Because I had...
It still has a little bit of a hook on it, but... Still has a little hook on it. Still has some hail in there for Alex. A little more to the northwest. And right now, Blanchard, Cole, Dibble, get ready for some hail to your west and southwest. Chickasha, you are safe from this, at least for now, as the supercell is going to veer off to your east. But Newcastle, Moore, Norman, South Oklahoma City, get ready for this thing. We are still in a very, very unstable environment. Let's hope it stays as strong as it is and doesn't get stronger. Because right now it still has a bit of a hook on it.
What's this do infinite?
It's still not very it's not like impressive rotation, luckily, but this supercell can certainly go right through Norman, Moore, Oklahoma City.
You can't explain this.
As it veers off to the north. Looks like it might be splitting now.
That's the exact same as Dragon, though.
If this does split, the tornadic side of this thing will miss. But if it stays together, it continues off to the north. Moore, Norman, Goldsby, Noble, Newcastle. You need to get ready for this thing between I-44 and I-35 as this thing shifts off to the north. This thing could very well develop some large hail, maybe even a tornado, if it can wrap up right now. It's almost in the same exact spot. Almost looks like it's in the same exact spot the May 20th, 2013 tornado was in. I mean, this thing is certainly thinking about it.
I'm a good thumbnail maker.
Let's go ahead and go off to the northeast again, up here in Tulsa. Check this thing out here. Still just a massive cluster of storms here. All hailers, wind producers. And then further to the south and east, we have just all this cluster down here as well. I really don't think any of these will be tornadic anytime soon. I think it'll really start around 6 or 7 if the storms can kind of break off from each other. Now let's go ahead and go further south to these storms. Again, it's a bit of a cluster, but we could certainly still see a couple tornadoes out of these either way. Looks like a couple new cells still trying to develop down here. Struggling a little bit because this is kind of where this storm was. But I mean, it does have a bit of at least a bit of a hail core with it. Well, I'm not. Still has a little bit of a hook with it. It's not very strong rotation. I have a little bit of rotation down here. It's not very strong rotation whatsoever, but I mean there is some developing mesocyclone. Looks like mesocyclonic rotation is trying, but so far it is still a weaker supercell, a bit on the weaker side.
A lot of people already know my email. It's not like they could hack with the... I give out my email for business and crap. I'm gonna check something.
I mean, like, this thing could go right through more if it stays on this path. And it is, it's a little wobbly at the moment, still hugging along the dry line. And there is cells behind it. There's, like, cells trying to develop behind it, but they're trying to stay kind of in between these storms where there's still at least some unstable air. Looks like the dry line kind of veers off like that almost. Again, here's again near Duncan, a little tower trying to go. How high is this tornado go? How high is the supercell going? So we got enhanced echo to. Oh my. Oh, that's 14.
Wait, is it an actual
50,000 feet.
Is it a script? Green. Is it a script?
Yeah, this is going up. This supercell, it's trying to go up, trying to climb up several tens of thousands of feet up. So it's definitely tapped into that atmosphere, but it appears to me it is struggling just a little bit. It does appear to me that it's struggling, but it won't. It could not struggle for very long now, because again, it's in a very, very favorable environment.
Where is this close? There it is. I got the plug-in.
Again, I can't stress this enough. Very favorable environment. If this thing produces a tornado, it is going to be in a very favorable environment to stay on the ground for a long period of time. Again, it's still kind of early in its life cycle, so hopefully it doesn't produce a tornado here. But we all know the history of Moore and the surrounding area, and it still is producing decently sized hail. And there is some mesocyclonic rotation there. I mean, like, it's trying. And does have a bit of a hook. It's like a really messy supercell, though. It's kind of messy, kind of weak. It's a little messy, but as it continues off to the north, it could very well continue to strengthen. Here's a new kind of thing here. I'm gonna go check Radar Omega, see what it's saying.
Okay, it's actual plug-in.
I mean, it does look like it does have like some rotation, but it's not very strong at the moment.
It was like before he nuked, so I'm just gonna test something.
And obviously, there's not gonna be any rotation in there, but or sorry, any debris.
What's the ender sword recipe again?
Man, this is a supercell that's hugging along the drawing line. In my opinion, it's in a real good. It's kind of in a similar spot of the Moore 20th 2013 tornado.
Latest plugin, and I'm using the exact plugin that was in the end fight that season. Yeah, I am.
It's kind of going. It's almost the same path. We all know that horrible history. Let's go ahead and go over to Southwest Missouri here. Here's Joplin right here. Some very big hail up here probably. $50 size hail. I think there might be some bigger hailstones in there though. And there is a tornado threat up here in eastern Kansas, eastern Nebraska, southern Iowa, and northwest Missouri. But it's not as high as it is down here in central eastern Oklahoma. Let's go up here to Tulsa here for a quick moment. Looks like a couple well-pronounced tail cores here. One here going towards Collinsville. One here going towards Vera, Oklahoma. Those clusters of supercells still just kind of hanging around. And again, this cell is also all kind of by itself here going towards Oklahoma City. And lone supercells, always the deadliest. And we have this kind of group of storms trying to continue as well. So far, like, not much rotation in any of these storms, really. And it's because they're all kind of clustered together. But let's go ahead and stay here in the metro, where we have this one lone supercell. Still kind of all by itself, though. And more, Norman, this cell is coming towards you. especially more. See if the H-R model has anything updated. I mean, like, it still brings up a couple big cells south of Oklahoma City along I-35 here. Those can certainly produce some big hail, large violent tornadoes as well in that kind of second wave. And we do have a small cell trying to develop there near Marlow, Oklahoma. Trying, but well, the good thing is it's not really going that kind of way at the moment. Still kind of a messy storm down here. Still probably has a small mesocyclone with it, but luckily not very strong. All is still there, and going up to the northeast. It doesn't, in this kind of environment, it doesn't take long for these cells to really get themselves going. Really doesn't take long.
Are you done live streaming?
Mm-mm. And if we do have a tornado warning out of this storm eventually, still a little doubtful we'll get a tornado warning out of it, but if we still do, this supercell suddenly decides it's ready to get stronger and strengthen suddenly. Norman, Blanchard, Moore, Valleybrook, southeast Oklahoma City. You're gonna have to get ready for it because it is still strong. It is still a supercell, and it still is a very, very unstable environment. See what the H-R comes up here. Mixler Cape. I mean, still brings up 3,000, 4,000 joules per kilogram. So, yeah, definitely still very, very unstable. But luckily, the good thing about this cell, though, it's kind of weak. But at the same time, oh, something on this side of the storm. That could be a mesocyclone cycling. Still keeping an eye on the storm here. I just heard thunder outside my house. It's fun. That's always fun. But nasty. Alright. I don't like what this little bit right here is doing, though. Yeah, it's still going north. It's kind of going up and down a little bit. Let's go and see here. Yeah, this thing's still just trying to hug along the dry line a little bit here. Trying to stick itself to the dry line. I just have a weird little hook thing jutting out right here to the side. It's not, kind of a weird part of the storm, but I've seen it plenty of times where the mesocyclone would start kind of up here and then cycle down to the southern part of it. So you got to keep a close eye on that part. Even if this thing isn't producing very big hail, it can still produce a mesocyclone, and right now it's approaching about the Newcastle area. So still in a very favorable environment. Yeah, I can see it outside my house right now.
What?
Nothing. I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's see here. The storm is still, the supercell still has some rotation on the lower levels. But again, it's still has some hail in it. Just still has some pretty modest rotation in it. It does have a bit of a lowering, from what I've seen. It's not like very, very low, but still a lowering regardless. And this thing's still trying to continue to kind of move off to the northeast, or sorry, northeast. I can still hear lightning, not lightning, thunder. And we do have, it's trying to stretch out a little bit, but there's now rain in Westernmore, Valley Brook, as the storm continues off to the northeast. Let's see here. Alright. Hang on. It's trying. The storm's trying to keep itself together. Looks like a new shower trying to go up near Washington, Oklahoma. Kind of down there a little bit. Again, any cells that go up will be in a very favorable environment down here. Looks like that cell near Duncan just kind of died off a little bit. How high is this thing? This thing's still 50, 60,000 feet up. I mean, it's a little weird until now. I mean, briefly hit 60,000, it looks like, almost. It looks like it's almost, it says 11 minutes old, though. Oops. I want regular reflectivity. Still very, very unstable. Still in a very, very favorable environment here. Let's go ahead and head off to the east here real quick, where we still have several of these severe storms. Looks like there's definitely gonna be some damaging winds up in here. These updrafts on this north side, and there's still gonna be some big hail in here too. Looks like there might be some new area spin trying to go up near Fort Gibson. It's a little weird right now, but there may be some new area spin trying to go up here. This is further east right now. It's a little further east, but let's see here. I mean, like, yeah, it's trying. It looks like it may be trying to spin here. It does have some inflow going into it, so it could certainly. Alright, again, right now, out here near Fort Gibson, just to the southeast of Fort Gibson. But yeah, again, this thing, it's trying to develop something out there near Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. Let's go down to the south here. Look for anything down here. Lucy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Alright, anyways.
Hey, leave it open.
We still have...
I know.
It's okay, Mikey. Anyways, still got a pretty big cluster of storms here, kind of closer to the Red River.
Careful, she had surgery.
A dry line off here to the west.
Very careful.
Still has this one lone supercell here. Coming into more Newcastle Birch Creek. It's widening. It is a little bigger than it was earlier. Does look like it's might be trying to develop some rotation here just west of Newcastle. And it is trying to develop a hook, maybe a mesocyclone. Still not tornadic in any way, pretty much nowhere near close as of now, but it is at least trying. Hey there, Lucy. Kitty, kitty.
You might have to move the food in here at night or something because she likes it up here.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright. Move the charger closer to my laptop.
She's like, I'm hungry.
There you go. And the storm is still strong, still severe. It is a supercell. It is rotating at least some on the lower levels, but still not a very intense rotation at all, but still has at least some in there. I mean, there is definitely a developing hook on it now. I mean, it's becoming more of a pronounced hook echo back here. It does have a mesocyclone on it. Let's go and check velocity. I mean, still very weak. There's not a lot in there, but still, it's trying. And there, new severe thunderstorm warning for more quarter-size hail. There's a new tornado warning down south now, closer to the Red River. Here, let's go and check that out here real quick. Oops. And that is a new severe thunderstorm warning here for Oklahoma City, just south of Edmond. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and dive south to these cells where we do have a new tornado warning here on this cell. Right here, maybe? Is that where it's at? It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it should be it. It's kind of weird to see, but that's where I'm seeing rotation at. There's the tornado warning. Let's go and see it here. Yeah, okay, yeah, so it is right here. It looks like it's been tightening. Yeah, it looks like it's been tightening the last several minutes here. If you live in Leon, ooh, there might be a that looks interesting. If you live near Leon, Oklahoma, you need to get to your safe spot immediately because this is a new tornadic supercell. It is now tornado warned as this progresses east, or not east, sorry, northeast. It does look like there's a separate hook trying to develop down to further to the south. Oh yeah, looks like it's one. Looks like two areas of spin, one storm. It's trying down there. Let's go back up to Oklahoma City here real quick on this one lone supercell out here. It is right now approaching the city. There is, again, a little circulation here. Does appear to be a little hook kind of jutting out a little bit, trying to at least. looks like certainly trying. It does have a hook on it here, but it's kind of not still again not very strong missile cyclone. But that can change very quickly. We've continuously seen a little bit of a hook. It's still trying to develop there. It looks like it's going to miss more just to the west, so if this thing does go tornadic, it may not go through more, but it's going to come pretty close to more. So if you live in Moore, still keep an eye on this thing. East of Mustang, keep an eye on this thing. It's going to go straight through Oklahoma City, downtown. It's not producing very much large hail. Let's go to Echo Tops. Saying only 30,000, 40,000 feet. It's going to enhance. I mean, like. I mean, like, it's certainly trying its absolute best to do something here. Certainly need to keep a close eye on the storm here near Oklahoma City. We have a new tornado warning further to the south. Again, with these storms, I think I need to stay with this up here. That's kind of in poor radar coverage at the moment, though. But we can clearly see a hook down there. Ooh. Yeah, that's definitely a big ol' area of spin. It's not confirmed at this time. Alright, there we go. It is a fairly large, tight area of circulation, but it is rain wrapped, so we won't be able to see it at all. So, right now, Nuka, Lehigh, north and northwest of Atoka, Stringtown, Phillips, Colgate, Oklahoma, get to your safe spot, lowest level, because this is a pretty strong area of spin. Right now, gate to gate is about 60, 70 to about only 12. So that is about almost 100.